If you're buying a home using NACA and your housing choice voucher, the home you choose matters more than people realize. Here are a few smart home buying strategies that make these deals work. First, vacant homes are your best friend. With vacant homes, typically the seller is more motivated and more flexible with timelines. Second, avoid major fixer-uppers. NACA has repair standards, and the Housing Authority is going to have inspection standards as well. So any home with obvious deferred maintenance most likely will kill the deal. Third, look for homes with a recent price reduction. Now, this is where strategy comes in. Sometimes we can offer closer to the previous price and request seller credits, which will help buy down your interest rate. This will actually increase your buying power. Fourth, start with your payment standard. The Housing Authority is going to determine how much assistance you receive based on zip code. So instead of searching everywhere, just focus on an area where your payment is going to stretch, where you can truly qualify. Because being honest, with NACA, the successful deals are those clients that aren't just house hunting, they are strategy hunting. Follow for more step-by-step instructions on how to purchase a home using NACA and your housing choice voucher. If your agent tries to rush a NACA deal, that's a problem. If you're using your housing choice voucher to purchase a home with NACA, there is one thing I need you to understand. It is going to take collaboration from all parties in order to make this work. As previously mentioned, this deal requires multiple agencies. You have both agents, you have NACA, the Housing Authority, the inspectors, the hand department, the closing attorney. The thing that we do is make sure we communicate with the listing agent and the seller how this program works. And surprisingly, most sellers are on board. They really love the story and the idea of helping someone purchase a home with a program like this. You have to be honest about the timeline. These deals typically are going to take about 60 days. We like to limit surprises in this process. So one thing we do when we are touring homes, we are looking for deferred maintenance, things that could be something as simple as a missing smoke detector, right? We want to give the listing agent a heads up. If our buyer is interested in that home, we give the listing agent a heads up to these simple repairs that we know NACA's hand department is going to call out. And with NACA's hand department, they will request or require that a licensed electrician come in and take care of a missing smoke detector. That's a quick, inexpensive repair to make. So when you walk in, you hear that chirping, smoke detector or missing one completely, go ahead and take care of that so it doesn't cause us to falter on the back end. But the biggest mistake is trying to rush the process. As previously mentioned, there are a lot of cooks in the kitchen. So instead of trying to push the deal through, which you're not going to be able to do, that's just going to bring forth a lot of frustration from all parties. Instead of forcing the deal or trying to force the deal, it's best to just keep a steady hand on the deal and just through regular follow-ups, make sure everyone is moving along and everyone has what they need. Be a bridge builder. Follow along. I am breaking down the real process when purchasing with NACA and your housing choice voucher. NACA inspections work different. Get this wrong and your deal will stall. If you are working on a NACA deal, take notes. First, an inspection is required on all existing homes. Second, you have to use a NACA approved inspector. You can't support your cousin Tony, and you can't use your agent's preferred vendor for an inspection. If they're not on the NACA list, it won't be accepted. Third, you have to attend the inspection. The inspector will take a picture of you in front of the home. And a tip, Even though NACA doesn't require an inspection on new construction, I highly recommend that you still get your home inspected. Follow for more tips on how to successfully close a NACA deal. If you're buying a home with NACA, here's another layer most buyers and agents don't expect. It's called HAND. This is the department that reviews the inspection report. Once you go under contract, typically within 24 to 48 hours, you have your inspection performed. And HAND, they review that inspection report. Now, here's the problem. As my grandmother would put it, they can easily make a mountain out of a molehill. So these seemingly small repairs can turn into a very costly fix. So for example, a leaky faucet, right? Leaky faucet or a missing smoke detector. That leaky faucet may just need one more notch, right? A do-it-yourself project. Or that missing smoke detector, you go to your local hardware store and pay $40 and just replace it yourself. With HAND, if they catch that on the report, these just minor things, they're going to require a licensed professional to come out and take care of those items, which can escalate that cost. This is why when we go in and we're doing our tours of properties, these small things that we see, quick do-it-yourself, we'll go ahead and ask the seller to take care of those prior to the inspection report. And if repairs are required, sometimes the easiest solution is to offer additional seller credits instead of making those repairs. I hope this helps. Here are 2 NACA rules that surprise a lot of agents. So this is just for agents. So if you're not an agent, just keep on scrolling. Okay, so with NACA, all of the funds, the buyer's funds, they have to be accounted for. They have to already be in the bank. So this is different, right, from when we are dealing with traditional financing, how most lenders, after you get through the inspection period, they'll go ahead and order the appraisal. Not NACA. Those funds, they are already in the bank, already verified, and cannot be touched during the process. So the upside, we're not going to be running into, any financing or money issues, funding issues, because the money is already there. Second, with NACA, you have to use the NACA closing attorney, and all of the closing funds, those escrow funds, they have to be deposited there. That's how NACA protects the deal. So make sure you follow for more on how to work your NACA deal.